refused to submit. You don't know that. You don't know what's going on behind
U.S. ships a few days ago.
And a few days ago is a long time ago. In the world of war, a few days ago, no, they want to make a deal badly. And we'll see if we get there. If we get there, they can't have nuclear weapons. It's very simple. But what's not to submit? So they had a Navy with 159 ships, and now every ship is blown to pieces and lying at the bottom of the water. They had an Air Force, lots of planes, and they don't have any planes. They don't have any anti-aircraft. They don't have any radar left. Their missiles are mostly decimated. They have some. They have probably 18, 19%, but not a lot by comparison to what they had. And their leaders are all dead. So I think we won. Dealing with people that want to make a deal very much, and we'll see whether or not they can make a deal that's satisfactory to us.
Well, there's definitely, I think, a new world order. I think the president has sought to it. There's a new world order in trade. There's a new world order in globalization and the way that we invest in our economy versus, foreign supply chains. There's a new world order, and that the president is willing to shake up some old alliance structures. I mean, NATO, I think, is much different because of the president's leadership than it was 10 years ago. It was sort of coasting. It was effectively a protectorate of the United States of America. Obviously, you saw what happened in Venezuela. So, yeah, the president is putting a stamp on world history.
For half a century, oil has traded almost exclusively in U.S. dollars under the 1974 Petrodollar deal. But today, China's Petro Yuan is real. De-dollarization is happening, and the 50-year-old system faces its biggest test yet. The petrodollar is under pressure, but it is not dead. Oil is still priced in dollars for about 80% of global transactions. Sanctions, rising yuan settlements with China, and Saudi Arabia letting the exclusive deal lapse in 2024 are creating real challenges. China's Petro Yuan works best where access to the dollar is restricted, but capital controls and limited convertibility hold it back. The best way to classify this is gradual diversification, not an overnight collapse.
And there are some tremors in that market. Now, systemically, I think it's different in this sense. One, I do think that a lot of the big players in private credit, the Apollos, KKRs, are very sophisticated investors. So I'm a little less concerned that there's going to be a rapid, or a big, huge amount of problem. Second, the last time in the financial crisis, it was the banking system that got paralyzed with all of these assets. The banking system is let's say, the arteries for the monetary authorities to put liquidity back in the system. So if the arteries are clogged, it becomes much more systemic. Now the banks, who cut back on a lot of this, are in very good shape. And so this private credit, I think, can be handled in a better way than the financial crisis was able to be handled.
We just broke every record, and now we're going to take a hit because we have to make a journey down to Iran to take the nuclear weapon.
So the new news is we're launching SoFi USD on Solana. We're really excited about it. We think that it is the right chain to use for payments, partially because of the cost, partially because of the settlement speed, and ultimately the throughput.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think. And make sure you join the Patreons. And we know every Friday we have an event. And that's the reason why it's so important to join the Patreon. So therefore you keep up to date with the NWO events and then know why it's happening. Because we are seeing movie after movie. Now, if you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're donating to the Cash App. Also, go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And what I want you to do right now, guess what? It's free of charge. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to make sure that you're subscribed and share this channel everywhere. And now they have it where you can hide the channel. It's right above the comments. And guess what? That also is free of charge. It's always free of charge to support. And we have the drums are beating. And we have Trump with the UFC in the building. Yesterday with the kids, he had the WWF, Linda McMahon, now ahead of the Board of Education. You cannot, and I mean you cannot make this stuff up. They're making fun of you right in front of your face. And Trump sticks with the narrative. Iran could not have a nuclear weapon, even though last year he stated they obliterated. But now the drums are beating again, and we know why. It's time to build. It's time to build this fourth industrial revolution. And like Vance stated, it's a new NWO. We see why these drums are beating. The petrodollar is being destroyed. And that digital yuan by China is about to rise back by that digital SDR. And once the Fed stop holding up this economy, we see all the liquidity they just throwing at it. Once they stop it, we know the system is going to crumble. But we know the NWO caused the problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with a solution. We're going to crumble right into this new digital economy, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And we have the AI agents rising. But that's all we keep hearing about are these AI agents now doing real work. And we know they don't need a break. They work 24/7. They don't call out no health insurance. They don't talk back. They don't form unions. And they definitely don't need no stock. But do not allow the agenda to fool you. The NWO has full control over these AI agents. They've been using them for over a decade. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you. And we have Apple allowing you to choose which large language model you want to use. And we know when it comes to Apple, Samsung, these social media platforms, they can push the agenda in 24 hours. Remember when OpenAI launched ChatGPT? That's all we saw on X. They were pushing it. They just stick it in your algorithm because they know the sheep are going to bite. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you. And we have all big tech working together. And then plus what's so dangerous are these clouds. Google Cloud, AWS with Amazon. They have all this data. And now you take these robots, algorithms, and drones, AI agents, and attach it to these supercomputers, the smart contracts. They're running everything at the speed of light without a human involved. And again, that's the reason why it's so important for you to get educated on what's coming down the pipes, and therefore you can educate the youth. You cannot use the excuse that you didn't know. And that's the reason why I always go over, get the women involved, because the fact is they're the first ones that actually can teach the kids. But unfortunately, right now we don't have a lot of women in the space. Guys, I have plenty of videos. Spread them. You can clearly see that they're about to flip the switch. You don't need to do I told you so. In 2027, we're going to see a whole lot of changes. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you. And we get jobs data, and we know the data is definitely not correct. It gets revised, and then we're going to get that 1 year revision, and we know it's going to be bad. Because we know how big tech have been laying off tens of thousands of people. And that benchmark comes out in September. And September to December, we know we always get big distractions. And this year is not going to be any difference because we have Japan that's going to be raising. And we have to refinance over $10 trillion once again. And then on top of it, we have a Fed chair that it has to shrink this balance sheet. And that's why Trump is letting you know. We're definitely going to be pulling back, but then also in 2027, the Hegelian dialectic starts back up. And that means distraction after distraction. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
You've heard about agents. I can say agents are really driving tremendous demand in the overall AI adoption cycle, and we're very excited to be in the middle of it.
The agents have picked up a lot of work that would have been done by people that were benefiting from stock-based compensation.
You don't have to issue stock to as many people going forward.
Exactly. Right. But what we do now is the people that both get the stock or get cash and related compensation are all going to make more. They're actually going to make more money. And that's the beauty of this whole thing.
But also offer customers the ability to put their own choice of AI models on top of features or to power certain features. So you're still using an iPhone, and maybe you're even making more money by subscribing to different AI services like ChatGPT or Gemini on their platform, which they'll get a cut of through the App Store.
So at the moment, Mom, we got Anthropic reportedly signing this $200 billion Google Cloud commitment that briefly pushed Alphabet above NVIDIA after hours, leaving the two neck and neck for the title of world's most valuable company. Wall Street is shrugging off the risk. More than 40% of Google's future contracted cloud revenue is now tied to Anthropic, even as Google invests up to $40 billion in that same customer. Now, normally, that kind of customer concentration and circular financing would be a red flag. Oracle was punished for its OpenAI exposure. Microsoft faced similar questions, but with Google, the market reaction has been the opposite, in part because investors see the company getting paid across the AI stack. Gemini keeps it in the model race. Google is reportedly working on an agent to rival OpenClaw. Google Cloud sells compute. TPUs are an NVIDIA alternative. And Google still has search, YouTube, and massive distribution to push AI products to users. So Google may not win every lane in AI, but it can still get paid by the companies that do, including Anthropic, a direct model rival that still needs Google's cloud and chips to scale. Which
109,000. ADP saying that private payrolls in the month of April rose by 109,000. That's versus an estimate of 84,000. They revised down very slightly the March number to 61,000. Okay, I'm going to cut you off because I'm going to tell people your snide comment in the hallway.
Oh no!
Yes, I am. I'm going to reveal it.
What was that?
I said, "Here's the numbers I have for you. I'll be the scorecard." She says, "Wait for the third print," which is saying it's fair. It's fair, but it's it's a little bit snooty.
I'm on Neela's side.
Right.
I think they're looking
Wait
at real
for the
time.
third
I think if you want private sector payrolls, I think that Neela's got the numbers that show this.
She wasn't snide enough because it's not just wait for the third print. Wait for the 1 year benchmark revision,
Correct.
Which we're going to do.
That's the truth. That's the truth. That 1 year benchmark revision is really the horse race that ADP is trying to capture.
We're going to have tremendous workforce availability. We're also going to have robots helping us. We're going to have a lot of robots helping us because we need it. And because we're going to town, we're building a lot between the AI and the auto plants. So we're going to need robots. We're going to have robots, but that's going to help us.
Robots hold steady hands in the operating room, and drones are redefining the future of war. Innovations of first-generation humanoids, factory automation, and autonomous vehicles have surged from private sector investment. Every one of these advancements is powered by AI. The robots are here. Our future is no longer science fiction.
Maybe crypto is actually built for the machines and we didn't even know it. And AI can easily handle private keys and easily understands transaction hashes and like how all this stuff works. It is money that is built for computers, even before the computers to intelligently handle it were built. So I find that interesting. And, perhaps those of us who were involved in crypto pre-AI were kind of just like getting the ground ready for the AI systems to have a fully developed financial system handed to them, for better or worse.
This could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself. Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology.
And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that.
I think stable coins could reinforce dollar supremacy, because with stable coins could end up being one of the largest buyers of U.S. treasuries or T-bills. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, if you are using a stable coin in Nigeria that's backed by the US dollar, you don't actually have to have dollars. It's on your phone. You can transact.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. I've seen estimates that just over the short term, stable coins could create $2 trillion of demand for U.S. Treasuries and Treasury bills. To put that in context, the number is probably about $300 billion right now. We will take a close look at regulatory impediments to blockchain, stable coins, and new payment systems.
The Department of Commerce is going to start issuing its statistics on the blockchain because you are the crypto president, and we are going to put out GDP on the blockchain so people can use the blockchain for data distribution, and then we're going to make that available to the entire government so all of you can do it. We're just ironing out all the details so we can do it.
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services. It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. But with today's announcement, we take a major step to bring healthcare into the digital age. Instead of filling out the same tedious paperwork at every medical appointment, patients will simply be able to grant their doctors access to their records at the push of a button. Just a button and you're all set, and all the information the doctor needs will be immediately transmitted.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
If we could tokenize all our ETFs, all $5.3 trillion of our ETFs, and provide that in a digital wallet, you could seamlessly, without fees, going from a digital currency or a stable coin or whatever that may be in your digital wallet and buy bond or stocks. And I believe that is going to be the future.
I believe we're going to be in the cutting edge of tokenizing bonds and stocks. It's coming. And we have the technology now. The fact that we are now moving forward in tokenization, every bond and stock, is crazy. Yeah. We should be moving towards that frontier. Obviously, there's winners and losers and all that, but we need to be prepared for the tokenization. And it would democratize more finance if we tokenized bonds and stocks.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tanya save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tanya save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tanya goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.